Rev up your engines!
I've got a special video today on how to drive a manual transmission car.
Here's the engine. Its job is to produce power. Here's the transmission. Think of it as a powerful set of gears. Its job is to change the gears so that the car can efficiently use the engine power and increase your car's speed. Now imagine trying to change the blades of a saw. You wouldn't do that when the saw is running, right? It's similar for a car. In a running car, the engine spins all the time. How can we slow down the gears and change the gears without turning off the engine? The quick answer is that the engine and transmission need to be temporarily disconnected. That's what the clutch system is for. The clutch allows us to change gears without stopping the engine because it temporarily disconnects the two systems. In an automatic car, this system is taken care of for you, but in a manual car, you have to manually disconnect the engine and transmission. That's why we have this third pedal, which is the clutch pedal, here on your left. Also in a manual car, you have to manually shift gears to change the speed or drive in reverse. That's why we have the gear stick. It's connected to the transmission. Here's my gear stick. This Roadster is an antique car and has 4 speeds, but most cars typically have 5 or 6 speeds. The gears are numbered and it's easy to understand where to move the stick to shift gears. Just follow the lines. Neutral is when gear stick is in the middle. You're in neutral when you can freely move the stick from left to right. This horizontal line where neutral rests is where no gears are engaged. Here's our reverse. Most cars require you to press a side button or press the stick down or pull the stick up in order to shift to reverse. It's just an additional safety measure. You'll need to refer to your vehicle owner's manual for the specifics for your car. These numbered gears are for different speeds when you're driving forward. First gear is for low speeds, like when you're pulling out of a garage or parking lot. The higher the number, the higher the speed. But where's the position for parking? Gear sticks on manual cars don't have a parking gear. That's why you must always engage the emergency brake and also leave the car in first gear whenever you park. Now you understand why we need the clutch pedal and gear stick. We're ready to discuss a few operational tips before we dive into how to drive a stick shift. Always use your left foot whenever you press the clutch pedal. Let's find the friction point on the clutch. Try pressing the clutch when the car is parked. You'll notice it's fairly smooth at first, but as you press further, you'll feel a slight resistance and you'll need a little more muscle to press the rest of the clutch in. That part of the clutch where you feel resistance is where the clutch is disconnecting and connecting the engine and transmission. Since the engine rotates at a high speed, it's okay to press the clutch immediately to disconnect the engine and transmission. But when you let out the clutch to reconnect them, make sure to ease out of the clutch slowly. Otherwise, if you release the clutch suddenly, the car will jerk or stall, especially when you're in first gear. This isn't healthy for your car or your neck. Always press the clutch first before you shift gears. Hopefully by now you know the reason why. To summarize, here's the general sequence of action to remember when dealing with the clutch and gear. First, press the clutch all the way in, then shift the gear. Lastly, slowly ease off the clutch within the friction point as you gradually press the gas. Let's repeat it. Clutch, shift, ease off, and gas. In part 1, we explained the general principles behind the clutch pedal and gear stick. Let's move forward and practice driving stick shift on a flat and empty parking lot. When you get inside a parked car, it should already be in first gear and the emergency brake should already be on. If you start your car in gear, your car will lurch forward the moment you release the clutch. That's why we should always start the car in neutral. Here's how to start the car. First, clutch in all the way and shift to neutral. Then start the ignition. Now let's reverse out of the parking space. Since the clutch is still in, now just shift to reverse. Press the brake pedal and release the emergency handbrake. Slowly ease off of the brake and clutch pedals simultaneously. The car will start rolling backward. Stay within the friction point and don't release the clutch fully. But if you have a smaller car and the car starts stalling, you can add a little bit of gas to prevent the car from choking. To stop reversing, press the brake and clutch pedals. Now let's get into first gear. This is the hardest part about learning stick shift. But that's a good thing because if you can master this, then the rest will be easy. With the clutch still in, shift to first gear. Remove your foot off the brake. Now your car will start rolling forward. Slowly ease off of the clutch. Do this slowly because if you do it suddenly, the car may jerk and stall. Start pressing the gas while the clutch is within its friction point. Then release the rest of the clutch, and off you go. Every car is different. You'll need to learn the feel for your car clutch. Also, with practice, you'll become familiar with the sound your engine makes. You can use the sound and feel of the engine or use the RPM gauge or speed to understand when it's time to upshift your gears. Okay, we're on the road now. Let's upshift from first gear to second gear. Remove your foot from the gas. Clutch in and shift to second gear. Slowly ease off the clutch and start pressing the gas while the clutch is within its friction point. Then release the rest of the clutch. If you can get from first gear to second, the principles are exact same for upshifting from second to third, third to fourth, and so on. Now let's come to a stop. Remove your foot off the gas. Clutch in and shift to neutral. Press the brake pedal to come to a complete stop. Then release the clutch. To continue driving, repeat the steps for getting to first gear. Once you found your parking spot, pull into the spot on first gear or reverse. Clutch in and press the brake pedal to come to a complete stop. Always leave the car parked in first gear. Then turn off the ignition. Engage the emergency brake. Then release the clutch. Unfortunately, driving a manual requires a lot of practice. We try to make it as easy as possible, but most likely you'll need to watch this video a few more times to remember all steps. And please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. It really helps us continue creating educational content.
And if you want to show off your own how-to video here, just email it to me, and I'll pick the best ones and show them to the world. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.